Hey guys, welcome to the Killian Family Homestead and welcome to the weekend. It's been a little while because I have been in the south, hence the sunburn. But thanks for your patience in putting a film. The first thing I got to do upon arriving back from the south, South Carolina to be specific, is to check on the apiary. It's been too many days and it's been, the tail end of June and the beginning of July unchecked. So when do swarms typically happen? In my neck of the woods in the Pacific Northwest, May, June, July timeframe. So that's not ideal by any means. Lots of bees flying around, but let's take a look and do an update together. There was a lot of interest in the two videos we did in the late winter where we showed a massive bee loss because of the there's a lot of opinions on why it was lost. Suffice it to say that almost all of my neighbors and commercial beekeepers that were around here lost a ton of hives because of the difficulty of the winter. Let's take a look though and see where our hives stand. Get the smoker charged up. Oh no, did this go out on me? There it goes. I just like to do some puffs here. Still got some bees here. Bees here. Good. I actually have two Nucleus hives that I put in there and split off and then had to leave. So who knows if they're good or not. You'll see it along with me for the first time. It's a warm day here in Washington State, but there's some cloud cover, so it's and sunny. So we've got a little bit of relief from 100+ degree days. We shall see. Let's start off with the small ones. Like I said, these two Nucleus hives right here, they were split off from one of these two strong hives. But there's not a whole lot of bees coming and going. So I doubt that we have too much going on. Oh, that's good. That one's looking pretty good, isn't it? That's good. We'll take a look at that a little bit more in depth. Ooh, this is a small one. Looks like a lot of bees absconded from this one. Let's see if they requeened themselves. So let's start with the small one. And I think I'll make this the video, is checking on these two Nucleus hives. If you've never done this, if you've never done a split, let's just take a moment, just real quick. You want to grab a lot of bees, and you want to grab a pollen frame, a honey frame, a couple of laying frames, and you've got to make sure, if you're not bringing the old queen over, that you have some day-old eggs, more or less, so that the bees can create a queen from those very early stage eggs. That is what I did with this. There's 5 frames in these nukes. Pollen frame, honey frame, 3 laying frames, 2 of which have different stages of larvae in it, specifically making sure that you're grabbing 1-day-old eggs. That's how I do it. And we've got one that's not looking great. We have one right here that's looking pretty good. And it's been 3 weeks now since I did that split. Got a lot of bees looking up at me right here. A few frames that are completely empty. I'm not seeing a whole lot of honey. It could be that this has been raided by some of the stronger hives next to it. And that would be unfortunate, but it does look like that's what's happened. Let's pull a frame out and take a look. Okay, first observation is that these bees are incredibly calm. Second observation is I don't see any larva, capped larva, that is not drone brood. As you know or may not know, drone brood, or the male bees, are simply unfertilized eggs that are laid by queens and in some rare cases by laying workers. You see that larva right there? That looks like, that one, a couple of them look like it could be capped like a worker brood, but you see that dome-shaped one right there? That's a drone. I don't see any queens so far. I still have a couple frames to check over there. Okay, third observation is that without a doubt this hive was robbed out pretty significantly by a surrounding hive. I see all of this overarching comb used to have honey in it, and now it's completely bone dry empty. I need to set up a hive and combine the two nucleuses together so that this colony can survive. I'll also be feeding this one a little bit in the interim to make sure that it survives. As I told you, it's been 3 weeks, and so I'm not seeing any queens. I don't think there's no queens in here. But look at this cell right here. That is a big long queen cell, but I'm thoroughly confused because there is no way that there are eggs viable to create a queen. So, but as you can tell, they're capping it off. At the tail end there, they're trying to cap it off. So very confused. If anybody that has been keeping bees for a long time knows what I'm seeing here, again, this split happened 3 weeks ago. No bees on this side. Without a doubt, I need to combine the two. This nucleus is not doing well. So I'm going to close off this hive and move to the next one that's looking much better. Which, when it's looking that good after 3 weeks, that means that we've got a queen probably that is laying now. And not as many bees absconded from this one as the other one when we did the split. So take a look. Here's the furthest outside frame of this other nucleus hive, and as you can see, this hive has not been robbed. It's got lots of storage. It actually capped out all of the nectar that I had transferred over, and it's depositing nectar right here. I'm going to set this off to the side and be fairly quick so that I don't attract the other hives, forager bees, and end up creating a robbing situation again. So I'm going to go quickly through this, and if I can do it with one hand, I will do that so you can see it as I see it, because that tends to be the most interesting. More nectar being deposited in this one. I see some young bees. How do I tell young bees? Do you see that bee right there? That looks a little whiter, a little fuzzier. That's white, or that's new. Yeah, not a whole lot of bees on this frame. The next frame though looks full. Hopefully the queen has been doing her trick right there. Let's see if we can find her. If you've stumbled onto this video clip and you've made it this long, thank you. But also, it could be that you haven't seen queens very often, or that's what you're interested in. So I'm looking for the queen right now. See a queen cup right there. See some bees with some full pollen baskets. That's great. See some capped brood. Good deal. That tells me I've got a queen. Potentially. What would really tell me if I had a queen is if I have young larvae, of course. Some of these might just be residual from the frames that I pulled over from the other hives. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of new bees here, so that's good. Okay, so I skipped over that frame right there. Even though I looked at it, I skipped over it on the film because it was loaded with bees, but I didn't see the queen. This frame is showing me a ton of larvae through it, and I don't know because of the cloud cover if you're going to be able to see any of it. But there's a lot of larvae laid all throughout this frame. A lot of eggs on this side. So the queen is right there. And you see that little egg that's popping out of her? She just laid it on the side. That's really odd. Huh, that's really odd. She's supposed to stick her abdomen in the frame. That's the queen bee. If you're not accustomed to seeing them, you can tell the difference visually right now. I don't need to describe it to you. I could describe it to you. Longer wings, longer abdomen, a stinger that is smooth. She can sting multiple times and not kill herself. And she's kind of panicking a little bit. I'm not liking that too much. Maybe it's the voice. But what was odd, like you saw, is she laid an egg randomly on the side of it. And that's not good. She needs to stick her abdomen inside the cell. She's also eating, or she's trying to hide in the corner here. Anyways, I don't want to freak her out too much, more than I've already done. She is laying throughout this entire frame. There's a future. She's not huge, but she's not, sickly looking or anything. So I am concerned about her laying an egg, just randomly on it. But she might have just been spooked and did not stop and lay the egg directly into the cell. All right, guys. I haven't seen any signs of varroa mite or anything of that nature. This side of the frame is the outside of the hive. It's the 5th frame over. Thanks for watching this video with me, and thanks for your patience in me not posting a video for a while. Take care. Bye-bye.